Alright, this is my next video. This is my probate tutorials. Because I do have my probate tutorials to do as well. I'm doing passport, probate, car buying, and all kinds of tutorials. So y'all just check me out, like, share, and subscribe. It's your girl Coco, reporting from Honolulu in the DJ world. The DJ of Honolulu. Okay, now, so today on the probate level, I have 7 hours to work on probate. 7, if I'm not mistaken, 12 to 7. And so I'll be working on my financial stuff first. I gotta get that out the way. And then once I get that out the way, I'm gonna skip over the passports and probate work. Because I do have an envelope to send the passport, but I think that they're not gonna approve the check, which is a problem because the U.S. government has to approve your check. So if they don't want to approve it, you got to pay with a money order, right? So I'm gonna probably have to go the money order route. So I'm putting the passport kind of off to the side for a little while. You know what I'm saying? One moment. Excuse me. And so I'll be working on probate. I got my dad and my grandfather's estate that I'm gonna be working on. They thought I was gonna file in Bexar County, which is San Antonio, and I said no. Because when I filed, I didn't file my uncle filed in Bexar County, and that didn't work out at all. It went all the way bad. I didn't get no money. The family got robbed by celebrities stealing the money from the estate, and things just got bad. So I don't plan to file in that county for probate anymore. I didn't do that in the first place. My uncle did that. I filed in another county for my mom. We're not getting nothing done with it. However, it's not as bad as Bexar County. And so that's where I'm at. So I think for my dad, I'm going to try to file in Harris County, and then my grandfather going to file in Galveston County. I'm going to send it through the mail with tracking. I'm going to get it with a tracking number, $11 per package, and send those out this week and hopefully next week. Then after that, I might get the passport application out again. I've already sent one passport application, but I don't think they accepted the check, and I didn't send the photo. So I have to call about that. So I've got the all the probate paperwork ready, and I just need to do another check. Usually the court clerk will accept your check. What happens is they don't give you a receipt. So since they don't give you a receipt, you got to set up there and figure out if they accepted your check. You go look at your bank account, see if they cashed, right? That's what normal people do. People like myself got to sit up here and wonder if they cash check or what happened. So just to be on the safe side, I'm going to send a check and an affidavit of indigence. I will send an affidavit of indigence because I am on food bank food. So I can send it. I don't have no embarrassment. I can send it out. I'm living outside, eating food bank food. I can send an affidavit of indigence. That's no problem. Whatever, bitch. I'm broke for real. I don't care. I don't care. Fuck them. Yeah. So I've gone and seen that. They're like, well, it has to be notarized. I'm like, I'm a notary. I do all that type of stuff. It is supposed to be notarized, but there's other ways that you could do what's called it's a certificate. It's a certificate that you put attached to it. And you put that at the end, it replaces the notary. So it's a certificate of something, I forgot. You put that at the end. It's just basically a statement saying everything is correct, blah, blah, blah. And you sign off on both, and they accept that in place of the notary. And so you can use that as an option in place of the notary for civil suit. For civil suit, probate, you could probably use that in place of a notary, depending on if the judge wants to accept it or not. You have to use some legal jargon with the judge to let them know that you don't have to get stuff notarized. It's a certain certificate you can attach to the document that's the same as a notary. I'm a legal people, so I know what to attach. So, yeah, with most affidavits and oath, if it's in an OATH or an affidavit, it needs to be notarized. However, if you don't have access to a notary, like you're in jail, you're in prison, you're in a hospital, or you just out in the streets and can't afford the notary, you can attach that certificate and it replaces the notary. Okay, just explain that in the certificate. I don't have access to a notary. That's it. All right, he's cutting grass. Thank God. They don't never cut grass out here. It's disgusting. Anyway, so that's how you do that. Then, of course, you just file the application / petition for probate. It's numerous different applications or petitions you can file depending on the type of probate you're trying to go for. See what the time limits for filing are in your state. Make sure you get the payment in. I would love to cut grass. Can you let me cut grass? I'll cut this whole city grass. They got so much grass problems out here. I'll cut the whole city. Give me the equipment, I'll do it. I used to ride tractors as a kid, riding lawnmowers and stuff. I used to do that as a kid, I'd do it again. Give me the lawnmower. It's a riding tractor lawnmower, I'll cut the grass. They ain't gonna let you do it because you're black and they don't want you to have no money. They just say that shit. Oh, what you go cut grass? Give me the damn equipment, I'll do it. Oh, no, I was just saying that. I just saying that. Shut your ass up. Get your ass out of here. They do that in every state I go to. They say they want me to cut grass, and I'll be like, well, give me the equipment, I'll do it. Like, I just get That's why I'm gonna beat you up. They take all your shit. I can do it. Don't get me twisted. Now look. Anyways, I might do it. Okay, so that's the application / petition, application or petition, the payment, and the affidavit. Okay, that's what you want to file. Now, there's some other documents you can file in place of that affidavit of indigence. However, the clerk has to make the decision. Sometimes they say, no, all I want is the affidavit of indigence or a payment. That's it. I like, okay, but technically there's other waivers and different stuff we can file in place of that. They're like, no, I'm not taking it. Okay, well, I'm not going to file an appeal because of your ass. So I'll just file an affidavit of indigence when I feel is appropriate. When it don't embarrass me, And I'm ready for that. I'm ready. So that's what I'll be working on, trying to get that packet out tomorrow morning at the post office and getting it over to Harris County Probate, which they are fun folks over there. They're lots of fun. Tanisha Hudspeth and the Harris County Probate Department. Thank y'all so much. So, yeah, I'll be trying to get that on to them. They just go from there. Of course, I'm not going to get a lawyer, so they need not request it. And everybody in the world will try to jump in and try to get money out the estate. Hopefully, the AG in Texas is not going to let that happen. I contacted them. They need to quit letting people jump in and just grab money from people's estates. You need to require them to go through the correct process of filing a claim against that estate. You need to tell every bitch and everybody, if you want money out of this estate, you have to go through the correct steps. I'm not going to let you just run in crying and masturbating with everybody and getting money out of the estate. So I'm hoping the Texas authorities will stop allowing that to happen because they started to look bad. They started to look grimy and dishonest. They started to look like old school sugar daddies and tricks. So I want you to quit letting people just run up on people's estate, taking stuff based on stories and masturbation and sex crimes and stuff, sex lies and sexual innuendos and stuff. I want y'all to stop allowing it because it's getting to be a chaotic, dangerous problem. You tell them file a claim against that estate and set it for a hearing. If they reward you the money, fine. If not, oh well. That's it. That's what has to be done because they have committed so many crimes. It started so many problems on that property and on different people's property that I've started, sending them to people's house. I'm gonna send you to the people's house that let you steal that money. So you need to quit doing that and just file a claim because I will put you on their property. Mm-hmm. That's the correct way to collect on an estate. If you think somebody owes you once they pass away, you have to file a claim against the estate. And if there's anybody that's in the probate process that has an inheritance and you see it going up in smoke, it's disappearing. Like that's because people are stealing it without filing a claim. So you being victimized. That's called financial uh, predators. They're financial predators. You're being financially victimized by these financial predators. You need to go to the attorney general and not the district attorney because they don't really care. It's going to be the attorney general of your state and report it. Because if you don't report it, you'll go to prison for the shit they stole. So you have to report it to the AG. That's like a victim, a scam. Like if you're a victim of a scam or something. Hmm. You have to report it to the attorney general for your state. And they're like, but I don't want to make no reports to the attorney general. Like, you don't have a choice. They're going to take you to prison if you don't report it. Because that's a theft. That's a high level theft crime. And you're going to end up in prison. That's embezzlement, it's theft, money laundering, tax evasion, fraud, hate crime. Man, it's about 10 different felonies. Like, you better report that shit. I know you can't go get the money sometimes unless you know who's doing it. But you can report the money stolen. That way you won't go to prison for it. So you gotta find a way to make a report to the AG. If you want to make an anonymous report, there's ways to do that. You just don't put your name on there. Just say anonymous, first name, last name, anonymous, and then you go through the form and submit the form online. They have online forms you can submit and submit the form online, or you could submit an anonymous letter with a tracking number and send that to the agent. But you have to report it because it is a criminal situation. It's a criminal issue. So that's the way it has to be done. And I would notate that in the probate petition that any claims against the estate must go through a hearing process where all parties are present. There should be no inheritance, assets, monies, property, etc. distributed to non-heirs without a formal claim process being done. You need to make a notation of that in the petition, the probate petition, and put it in big, bold letters because they will give that money out to a bunch of prostitutes yelling that your ancestor, your family member had sex with them. Ain't no telling what the hell. They'll make up all kind of goddamn stories. So you better put that in big bold letters. Do not give out nothing from this estate without a claim process hearing with all parties present. Please put that in the petition. And you can go into detail about it. You can say there's several sex workers in this world that like to make false claims against estates and collect and deteriorate the whole estate illegally. Then the heirs of the estate don't get to collect their portion and they end up in prison for what these false claimants have collected on this estate. We, the heirs, do not want to end up in prison for this. So please do not distribute anything out of this estate without a hearing process where all parties are present. You can go into detail about it in the petition as well and explain to them what happens when you just pass out money for people's estate without doing a claim process with a hearing. You're going to have a problem where the heirs of that estate will end up in prison for other people stealing off the estate, embezzling. So listen to me in serious detail. This is very serious. I've been going through this for several years since my mother died. These people will get you put in prison. You need to be safe and put everything in writing. Make sure everybody that collects off that estate went through the correct legal processes. Be very safe. These scoundrels that collect off estates are bad people. They will get you put up. So be very safe. So just keep that in your prayers and your petition and applications. Okay? So let's work on that. Let's go to our next venture here. We're doing probate case number 2. Harris County, probate case number 3, Galveston County. And let's just see how this situation plays itself out. Hopefully it'll go better than Bexar County and Guadalupe County. Okay? These are Texas counties I'm dealing with here. So, of course, Galveston didn't give my tax suit money, so I'm still in the process of trying to get a lawyer to fix that. I don't know if they have a way to do tax suit proceedings without you being represented by a lawyer. So I'm still looking for a lawyer to help me with that, to recoup those monies, because like I told y'all, the tax suit lawyer that was representing me was a fraud. She's trying to do slavery contracts through DocuSign. So she tried to make it look like I signed a slave contract, but she made my family sign that same contract, right? So she took the money and put it in the stock market and pocketed it and gave it to people, and she ended up in prison. And now I had to find the money, get it out of the stock market, blah, blah, blah. And just looking for a lawyer that can straighten that situation out and get the money from her and from these other tax proceedings. So that's a bit of a challenge too. My suggestion is doing as much as you can on your own. You know, with the tax suit proceedings, try to do as much as you can by yourself. And then if that doesn't work, look for a lawyer that has real good ratings on Yelp or Google reviews and stuff like that. Somebody that has good ratings and reviews. Maybe get a state bar referral from the state bar of your state, so you can get a reputable lawyer instead of one of you cuckoos, you know, that just happen to represent your family or some other people, and they end up being a fraud. You know, try to get a lawyer that has a good reputation and is being referred by the state bar or the bar, like the bar association in the city or the state, because they have to stay reputable because they're being referred by the bar. So, you know, that's something to consider for sure. So let's do our best with our tax suit proceedings and our inheritance proceedings. Let's do our best here, you know, preserving our family's property and estates. And pay your property tax. Don't forget to pay that property tax so you don't lose your property. your family's property. Make sure you pay it. Pay it. Just keep paying it until it's paid. Okay? Because it's tough being out here on the streets. You don't have no property. It's no good. All right. So let's work on that. And y'all have a good, blessed, excellent day. And I'll holler at y'all on the next tutorial for probate and tax suit excess proceeds. All right. Be good, y'all. Peace. Bye.